Are we good? Are we good? Are we live? We are live. Hey, traders! Welcome to another edition of Market Update Time with your host, Johnny Howe. Traders. Oh, geez. Alrighty, guys. So, in today's session, we're going to be talking about gold and silver. It's a Red Sea. And what I mean by that is we've been getting some pretty strong selling right now in gold and silver. So what does that mean for the market? What does that mean for what's happening right now? Plus, we'll be looking at a few other things as well too. So it'd be really, really interesting to see what's going on with the whole markets there. So that's what I want to cover in today's session, guys. Plus, I have, as you guys know, a funky dunky Q&A. Happy how in the trade. But I'm always happy, man. I'm always happy. Actually, no, that's not true. I go through my personal shit that fucking stings like a bitch. But when it comes to my trading, I love trading because all I have to do is wait for my trading setup, trade it, and I make money. It's like, it's pretty simple. So once you know, it's like you can't unknow. And as long as I keep being patient and I just keep taking the trades that I have to, that I meet my rules 100% of the time, I'm going to keep making money. It's just as simple as that. So I love trading. Now I haven't always loved trading. I've got a lot of gray hairs at this age because of trading. So it hasn't always been like that. I've been through many a times, or at least two different times I remember, where I've lost multiple six figures in one go. In 1 year, multiple six figures. So really, really, really bad times. But throughout the other end, I'm here, and yeah. Anyway, that's how can you not be happy when you know like about trading? Like so many people it's interesting, isn't it? It's like when you see a lot of other people doing this financial markets and stuff like that, these financial videos, they're so serious all the time. It's like, have fun, enjoy what you do. You only live once, and it's like, if you can't enjoy what you do, like, why the hell are you doing it for? So yeah, so you've got to really, really, really enjoy it and really enjoy what you do there. So, and the other reason why people don't enjoy it is because they find it hard. And the reason why they find it hard is because they're not doing the work. And the reason why they're not doing the work is because they're so damn lazy. And they want, you know what? Are you serious? Can't I just buy this program and start making money tomorrow? Yeah, if it was only that simple. So let me get straight into today's session. Do not place a trade based on what you'll see in this session today. There is no guarantees of making money in the market, and trading is really, really, really risky, especially for most of you guys listening right now, because you're not going to stick to a plan, you're not going to be disciplined, and so on and so forth. So that's what yeah, once again, this is just me sharing with you what the market is doing. This is not me telling you to get into a trade or get out of a trade. So with that being said, guys, also guys, quick announcement before I start looking at the charts. I just recently had one spot open up for my coaching program. Something happened just recently. I'm not going to get into it, but I've had one spot just open up for my coaching program. My coaching program was actually closed, as you guys know. It's only a small group. I have like 20 people in there. It's only a real small group, but I've just, through circumstances, I've had one spot open up. So if you are interested in joining my private weekly coaching program, where I give you access to my #1 trading strategy, and I do weekly coaching calls with you, weekly group coaching calls, access the private Facebook group where I'm coaching you every single day, and that's for the rest of this year, then I have one spot open. If you want to do that, it's application only. So there should be a very first link in the description. Then click on that, and then you'll be able to book a call with me, and then we'll see if we're a good fit for each other. So let's get straight into the charts. Now, Red Sea in the markets. Now, the thing that we're looking at here with silver and gold, let me go to this chart over here, okay? The thing that we're looking at here with silver and gold is this. When we're looking at these markets here, something I've been saying here, especially with silver, has been, we're at this double top formation right now, and it's having a lot of problems here. We've been seeing a lot of problems here, and this lot of problems has actually come from this long-term trend line, and now we're stuck at this major area of resistance through here. So we're really stuck through there. One thing that you want to be able to see, and one thing that you want to be able to always keep an eye on when you're viewing this chart, is that bigger picture. Always keep an eye and an alert on that bigger picture, because that bigger picture is where it's all out. Right? It's where it's all at. Now, it doesn't mean that this is going to start to sell off here, because we're still stuck in the range of a double top / an upward trend. So it's sort of squeezing up, right? If you look at it, this could be some sort of a triangle pattern too, squeezing up into some sort of short-term triangle pattern. So it doesn't mean it's going to start selling off through here. Let me just delete this. There's so much stuff on the screen in there. So it doesn't mean it's going to sell off through here. Let me just delete that as well too. Doesn't mean it's going to start to sell off here, but as you can see, right, squeezing up into this triangle pattern. So we still could get a breakout to the upside, right? We still could get a breakout to the upside. So it doesn't mean it's definitely going to start to sell off. We do have a nice upward trend, short-term upward trend, but it's mixed and stuck between these two resistance and support lines. And as you can see, right, this is the support line through here that we're on this weekly chart. This is why it's so important to keep an eye on this weekly chart, because if you're just trading the daily chart, you'd be looking at this here, which is the left here. Right? You'd be like, oh, look, it's having a lot of problems through there. Why is it having a lot of problems through there? Well, if you go back to your weekly chart, like, oh, look at all this area through here. So you'd know in the back of your mind, if you were in silver and gold, you have a very low probability, because now we're at this area of resistance through here. And if you're trying to fight that higher time frame resistance, trading the daily chart but looking at that weekly chart resistance, it's like trying to pick a top and bottoms in the markets. Most of the time, it's not going to break through. Most of the time, it's going to have a lot of resistance through there, and it's going to either pause or reverse. Pause simply means it's going to go sideways and then continue, or reverse on you. Either way, it's a low probability time to get into the markets, because that higher time frame says, hey, we're not budging. We're not budging. We're not budging. We're not budging. Budge. So that's the reason why you always want to, and that's why, like, I always teach my private clients, right? Now, I have my trading set up, and I know exactly what I'm looking for on my trading setup, and it's really simple, really easy, but very powerful. So proud of my private clients. They're kicking ass. I'm so proud of them. But then I always tell them, make sure you keep an eye on that higher time frame, because if you may get a good trading setup on that shorter term time frame, call it the daily chart, but then you go to that weekly chart, and then you go to that weekly chart, but then that weekly chart that's right at that level of support level there on that weekly chart. More times than not, that trade's going to fail. So it's a low probability trade. So you might have a high probability trading setup, but at a low probability area. So that's what I teach my private clients there. So for example, like today I was doing my scans on the stock market, and I was doing my scans, and I came across an amazing trade. And I'm just like, this is beautiful. This is the A quality setup I've been looking for. Amazing trade. This is amazing. Then I went to my weekly chart, and I'm like, and then I looked at my weekly chart. I squeezed it up about 3 or 4 years to see where the major support and resistance level is. And then I noticed at that time that there was no support level there. Actually, the next support level on that weekly chart was well below it. So this thing had another 10 to 15% movement in that trade before it found any next significant area of support. It was a support trade. It was actually I'm not going to get into the actual trade itself. So that to me was now a high probability trade. So you can get a really good quality setup, but if it's at some support or resistance levels, then it's not going to be a good trade. Like the trade that happened today for me, that was a beautiful setup, and there was no support level there on the weekly chart. So it was a high probability trade that this market was going to run to the next support level on that weekly chart, giving it a very high quality setup. An A+ setup on the daily chart / moving in with that weekly chart. Now, there's a few other things I look at the weekly chart as well too, trend analysis and so on and so forth. Make sure it's not overextended, like there's a good few things there, but just a beautiful setup. So whenever you're trading these markets, guys, I guarantee you that if you're getting unstuck a lot, it's because you're focusing on one time frame. See, a lot of people don't think that this weekly chart, the higher time frame, has anything to do with your trading, because you might be just looking at this, then you're trading with this. Now, that may be okay for you, but I guarantee you more times than not, and this is one thing I learned from my very first 7-figure mentor. And he said, John, where you're going wrong is a lot of these losing trades you're taking, you don't realize, but you're not reading the weekly chart properly. I'm like, read the weekly chart. What? What are you talking about? So then he taught me, okay, this is where your entry signal, just say, for example, you had this up candle here, right? This up candle here, everything looks like it's pulling back. Nice, good up candle here. Looks like a beautiful trade. Looks like it's going to continue up. Got a nice little high, low. Things looks like it's breaking up. It's going to go, yeehaw. It's going to go, right? So, right, it's going to go. So you might see that up candle there as an entry signal. But then you go to the weekly chart thinking, oh, look at this. In the past, look at all that support level there. Therefore, this level, this over here, is a very, very low probability time to get into a trade. Makes sense? So you might have a really good trading setup, and some of you guys may, or actually no, I guarantee you, a lot of you guys are actually making this mistake right now, where you're getting in, even if it's a shorter term time frame, even if it's a 15-minute chart, or even if it's a 2-minute chart or a 5-minute chart. Like I trade 2-minute charts and 5-minute charts on the Forex and futures market. But I'm always looking at that 15 and 60-minute chart for the trend and also its major support and resistance levels. Because more times than not, you might have a really good quality setup, but it's at the wrong area. So that's what an A+ setup is, when everything combines. An A+ setup is exactly what I found today on the stock market by doing my scans for the last hour. Because the way that I do my trading on the stock market is I use TC2000. I've created my own scanning codes. I scan literally a couple thousand stocks that I can trade. And then from that, I may have a bunch of maybe 40 stocks, maybe 30 stocks that I go through bullish and bearish. And then through that, sometimes there's no trades. Like today, there was about 40 stocks there was about 20 stocks that came up in the bullish setup, in the bullish scan. There was nothing that met the criteria 100%. There was just potentials. I went through about 15 stocks in the bearish scan, and out of that 15 stocks, there was one amazing quality setup that met the rules 100%. So that's the reason why I can scan thousands and thousands of stocks every single day, do 1 hour worth of trading in the morning, have my trading done, bam, get into a high quality setup, and have my trading done first thing in the morning. Now what I also do is that some of my other private clients, they use the exact same scanning codes to look for amazing quality setups, but looking at, on say, a 15-minute chart. So when they're trading the 15-minute chart, I always tell them, check the 60-minute chart. Check the 60-minute chart for the trade. So no matter what market or no matter what time frame you're using, look at the higher time frame. If you're trading up 2 or 5, go to the 15 to see the major support resistance levels. If you're trading a daily, go to the weekly, and so on and so forth. Make sense? And one of the main areas you want to keep looking at is that support and resistance level there. And same with, as you can see here with gold, right? Like gold is also starting to sell off here. Now, as you can see, right, we actually had, if you study a lot of the Gann stuff, a lot of Gann, you'll notice that each phase has 3 stair steps. I really thought that we'd push up higher to the 360 here. Now, by looking at that and by seeing this here, I thought we'd really push up higher and continue up, but we failed really, really quickly, didn't we? We ran up and now we're failing again. Now, what would be one of the reasons why it may be failing through here, even though it did look like it's going to run up to this next area of resistance through here? The big reason is, as you know, the market is like an elastic band, right? When it goes in a movement, if it goes in that direction for too long, it needs a pullback or a resting phase. And all I can see is that by looking at this weekly chart. Now, yes, guys, for the last couple of sessions, I really did think that we're going to get up to 1360. But the art of trading is flow like water and flow with the market. If the market starts to shift, then you need to shift with it. Now, this is reading the market. That's not trading the charts. When I'm trading my setup. Very, very, very important. Okay. There has been no trade on silver and gold for me. because there hasn't been a setup. Now I can do my general analysis like I'm looking at right now, but I'm not going to just put my trade on something because I think it's a good idea or this looks like it's going to run. No, I get into trade like, bam, this is my setup. And as long as I keep doing that, bam, 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 I'm going to make money for the rest of my life. And so are my kids and all my private clients as well too. You just got to be able to be strict with it, with the setups, be patient, not overtrade, and you're good to go. So as you can see, right, we've been going up for quite some time. So it's actually due for some sort of a pullback, right? We're due for some sort of a pullback right now. But as you can see, right, we're stuck in a short-term upward trend. But now on that weekly chart, right, we're getting well. It's well into the move, like it's well going up through here. So a little bit of a pullback wouldn't be bad for it. And I do see that 1300 level probably being a little bit of support level there as well too. So that's, two things that I'll teach you guys today about reading the weekly chart. Firstly, support and resistance levels. Where is it at level? And also, secondly, are we well extended? Are we well extended? And what I mean by that is this, guys, is that there's been so many times. Actually, there's been a few trades even recently that I've went to take, and I'll share this with you here. And I'll just share this with you, right? So let's just say, for example, I'm not going to get into the actual setup, right? But just say, for example, I had a setup here, and this was on the 5-minute chart. So I'll go to my 60-minute chart, or even the 15-minute chart, and just say, for example, this was a setup, and this was a sell setup, right? So it was going to be a sell for me. But then I went to my longer term time frame, like this is a sell, but all I saw on the 60-minute was bars that looked like this. So this sell signal over here was right down here on the 60-minute. Now, why is that? Even though I have a very good setup here on my entry chart, why is that such a bad time to get into it? Why is that now turned into a very low probability time? Because as the market works, this is why it's important to check the high time frame, just like gold and silver. If we get a big drop down for a while, there's a real high probability that we're likely to get some sort of a pullback. And then maybe it might roll over and then continue the trend. So that's what I call like well into the move. You don't want to be taking anything that's well into the move. Because remember, the market's like an elastic band, right? And if it goes down too quickly, we're likely to get a snapback. That's the reason why whenever you see flash crashes, it generally bounces back really quickly. Or whenever we get really big bubbles like natural gas, like at the start of 2018 in the stock market, like Bitcoin, all that sort of stuff, it ends up coming back really quickly, right? Because it's like time and price. Meaning like price simply means that price means we actually been moving in a direction for quite some time, and it's been a very short period of time, and now time needs to catch up, which simply means, and that's the reason why we get pullbacks like this. Sometimes we can get a and then we get a big run up like that. Whenever we get that, you've got to be very careful, because it either can just then go sideways for a long time, or we can get a nice big pullback, just like Bitcoin and so other markets, right? And that's exactly what gold's if you look at USO, which is all right now. So if you look at USO, right? So USO is the exact same thing, right? Look at this here. The oil, look at this weekly chart, right? So we had a big drop down through here, big drop down through here. And look what happened, right? We got to a certain period of time. Now, we never know exactly when the bottom's going to be in these moves. But as you can see, we had a big drop down. What are we getting right now? We're just getting a nice, decent pullback. Does that mean the overall trend has changed? The overall trend here? No, right? Because we had a big drop down. This is just going to be some sort of pullback. And how does the market work? It's stair steps. It goes for a run, then it pulls back. It goes for a run, and if the market goes for a run too much of a run, then the sharper the pullback, right? Just like natural gas, right? What happened? We went too vertical too quickly, and whenever you see that, that screams bubble, and therefore we're likely to see a sharp pullback. So that's. I'm always looking with my private clients. I'm always telling them, here's the entry, but here are the few things you want to be keeping on that weekly chart or that higher time frame chart. Doesn't matter what market you're trading, because this is now creating a high probability trade. Because all I care about is trading high quality setups. I want to be able to trade a setup that's going to give me the confidence to put a fair amount of money on each trade. And I cannot have the confidence unless everything is lined up to do that. See, the biggest problem that most traders do, they're like, oh, here's a really good quality setup. And there's a really, really, really good trade here. And then one of the worst things that some of my private clients do, they may see an okay setup. They're like, oh, well, this sort of looks like a trade, so I'm going to put half my position size on it. What are you doing? No, if you cannot be 100% confident in the trade you're about to take, and there's some doubt about this trade, I always tell my private clients, I prefer you to miss out on a trade than you overtrade and trying to trade all these things because you're being impatient. So that's what I tell my private clients all the time, and it's these things that make a very high quality setup. And if you can stick to some of these rules, it creates a very high probability trade, a very high win-loss ratio. Your confidence starts to grow. The amount of, because your confidence is growing, your account's growing, and because your account's growing, your ability to put more money on per trade is going by keeping the same risk. And things just snowball and snowball and snowball. And over 6 and 12 months, you're looking back saying, man, I've had a good year and I've been relaxed, I've been calm, and every single trade I've gotten into has been a really, really nice trade. Now, it doesn't mean that I don't always make money in every single trade. No, there are losers. But I'm telling you right now, almost every single trade that I get into that meets the rules 100% of the time is going to run off for profits 90% of the time. That's just the facts. Ask any of my private clients and they'll tell you, yes, he's right. Now, there's not a lot of the trades, but I don't want a lot of trades. I just want the trades that I have the ability and the confidence to put a fair whack of money on, so I can generate a really nice income. That's what it's all about. Because I don't know about you guys, but when you're trading these markets and when you're getting involved with these markets, if you have a system that you're trading a lot, maybe it's trading 2 or 3 or 4 times a day, I guarantee you're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're emotional trading. You're going to double up when you shouldn't. And even though you may have a trading system that generates a 70% win-loss ratio, that means 30% of the time you're going to have losers, and that's going to be okay. You're probably going to turn that into a 40% loss ratio because you won't take trades, and it's just all over the place. So for me personally, I've always done better by trading less, higher probability setups, being calm, relaxed, and just allowing things to naturally happen. And that, for a lot of traders, is a bit of a mind scream, because it's like, what? What do you mean? More trades equals more income? No, more trades equals more emotions, equals more mistakes, equals you not taking trades when you should, you taking trades when you shouldn't, and it's all over from there. I've traded in the past, guys, where I've wanted to actively trade all the time, and I've just done so bad because of my emotions now, because I'm trading my own money, right? It's our own hard-earned money. I've always done better by relaxing. I went out and had dinner last night with a friend of mine. And I originally became friends with him back probably about 10 years ago when I was a moderator. Basically, I was in a trading room and I was the guy calling the signals for these traders. And he was saying to me, he said, out of every single guy that actually worked for this company, moderating, calling the signals, he said, you're the only person I was happy to sit there for 8 hours and only take one setup. He said, if there was no trades, he said if there was no trades, then there was no trades. And he said, but the interesting part was that all these other guys that were just sticking to a black and white rule, and because they weren't trading, but because I was trading live as well too, so I was only taking the trades that I was happy taking myself. The other guys actually were losing money for the people who were following them in the trading room. And because I was doing the moderating, and because I was patient and waiting for the trades that I was 100% happy to take, he said you're the only person out of about probably another 2 or 3 moderators or people actually calling the signals that actually made money. And so and because what ended up happening with that company is I got sick of them because they were trying to force me to take more trades for these guys. I'm like, no, I'm only going to take the trades. I'm going to call the trades that I'm going to put my money on, and that's it. These other guys were just getting paid to be there. I'm just like, no, this is not right. So I ended up walking out of him. And we're talking about that last night. He goes, yeah, I remember you just disappeared. And then suddenly that company got flooded with about 100 emails saying we want John back because he was the only person that was actually making us money. And I didn't end up going back to them. I told them to screw it and take a flight and fucking roll in a donut because I didn't like the way they were treating their clients. I didn't like the way that they were just because they wanted more trades, because every single time, if there was 100 people there taking a trade, they made commission on every single time there's a trade called. And I kept telling them, if you make money for your clients, there's going to be more people coming in and they're going to trade more contracts and so on and so forth. But they just didn't see that. So the thing that I was talking about with my mate, he said, yeah, you're the only person that was happy to sit there and not do anything and talk about all these stories, and then only take a trade when you have to. And he said to me, that was a big lesson for me, Johnny, because I started really connecting the dots that if you want to be a good trader, you must be able to be willing to wait as long as you have to for that good quality setup. And then over time, you can start to kick ass. So there we go, guys. There's a little bit of a session for you today. Not really much happened with the Dow Jones and the S&P today, guys. Just a little bit of a down day. Again, I wouldn't want to be fighting it. Same for the gold. We've been getting a very big overextend. We're getting a very overextended run now on the weekly chart. So I definitely wouldn't want to be fighting that. We're due for some sort of a pullback or sideways movement because of how far we've been going up. So please do not try and fight this market. And this is where, guys, it's like, to me, the Dow Jones is like, it's a 50-50 right now, right? Is it going to break through or are we going to get a pullback? There's a high probability we're going to get a pullback. But remember, guys, a pullback doesn't mean it's going to go down. A pullback simply means it could just go sideways for a while, rest for a while, and then go for another one. We just never know. So yeah, but really, really interesting to see what's happening right now on these markets when it comes to the Dow Jones and the S&P. So that's what I want to talk about there, guys. So if you are interested, guys, as I was saying before at the start, that if you are interested, I have my coaching program, where it's a private weekly coaching program. You get access to my strategies, weekly coaching calls, private Facebook groups, so on and so forth, for the rest of this year. It's actually been closed, but through circumstances, I've had one spot open up. If you're interested in that, click on that link in the description below. Go fill out the application form. I'll speak to you, but it's only for one person only because I like to keep it small. It's like 20 people in there, so it's real small group, and that's the way that I like to keep it. If you are struggling with trading right now, go fill out the application form, and I'll speak to you soon. Let me get straight into some Q&A right now, and we're gonna go from here. All right, guys. So if you have any questions or anything at all, please put them in the chat box, and I will help you guys out. Word, good to know. I am glad I got out of buy. Lena, you should be not glad that you got it right. You should be glad that you're sticking to some sort of a plan. That's what's the most important part there. Hey, John, does ACB still look promising? Had hit $7, now sold off a bit, and never broke through high, even though the last two candles were extremely bullish. Alrighty, so ACB. All right, so Jesse, my man, man, you're going to cop at this session. You know that, right? Are you ready for it? What are you doing, man? You are still doing the same shit over and over and over and over again and expecting a different result. What did Einstein say about that? Well, if I keep doing this shit, if I keep getting in when I think it's a good idea, or I'm trying to pick a bottom, or I'm trying to pick a top, I think there's only so many times I can keep doing this shit and expecting a different result. Maybe I need to look at this a bit different. The thing is this, Jesse, all right? Why did you get into this in the first place? Was it because of because it was a proven trading setup that you trade every single time? Just like I was telling you with my trading setup, right? There's a beautiful trading setup that appeared, and that's when I trade. Or B, because it looks like it's creating higher highs, higher lows, and looks like it's going to continue. Then you thought it was a good idea. So now you're getting into it, right? Now what are you doing? We have one small down little candle, and you're freaking out. You're freaking out big time. Why are you freaking out? Because there's no certainty in there. You have to stop and go back and slow down for the next couple of months and build confidence in one trading setup and only take that. See, Jesse, the fact that you're even asking me that tells me that you shouldn't be in the market in the first place. You're going to keep going backwards, Jesse. And for anyone that's watching this, I hope you understand what I'm saying here. And I'm not being cruel here. I'm just telling you, I've done this shit so many times. And it wasn't until my mentor gave me a slap across the head to listen, idiot, you're doing the same shit. Stop it. And then that's what it was all about. So the thing is that Jesse, I can't tell you. You're saying, see, Jesse, yesterday, right? Yesterday, you're like, I'm the man. It broke out. I got it right. Yeehaw. Blah, 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 blah. Trump said this. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm telling you, and I'm like, Jesse, what are you doing? Come on now. If you were right next to me, I'd give you a bit of a slap across the head. I'm like, listen here. What are you doing? Are you serious about this or not? So yesterday, you were the king, right? Because yesterday you got it right. The ego came out. Oh, I got it right. It's going up. Everything's good. We had one down day. What does that mean? Is it going to reverse now? Should I be in? Should I be out? No. You are spinning your wheels. So now you're trying to look for me to tell you that, yeah, you know what? You should stay in this trade because it's definitely going to go higher. Ba-bow. Hey, Maestro. Rav. Hey, John. Indices gapped down, broke down out of the wedge, added to my shorts on the okay. Potential drop from here is 20%. 20% plus. Geez. How do you get that from that? If you believe it was a bear market rally, I really do. It was. Okay. You think about it, you got to ask yourself, Rav, and be honest with yourself. You're looking at the stock market here. What constitutes a bear market rally? A pullback, right? A bear market rally, which is known as a pullback, is generally a 50 to 60% retracement. Now, understand this one thing, guys. Understand this. Think about this as momentum, okay, guys? So if you go from the high down through to the low of this move through here, and you've got, say, the 50, let's just say up here is the 60% or 62, and up here, say, the 50%. If a strong bear market rally will rally up to these levels, fail, and then continue. That's now a strong momentum on the downside. But when a market starts here and we drop, and then it retraces all the way up to the exact same point, that is not a bear market rally. Because a bear market rally, known as a pullback, would be a 50 to 62%, and then we'd roll over and we'd go from there. So it's not what you believe, Rav, and it's not what you see. Now you're getting into what you think is a good idea, and you're trying to force, big mistake, you're trying to force your own opinion onto the charts or onto the markets instead of letting the market tell you what's going on. Let me say that one more time. One of the biggest mistakes that I've made in my trading career is forcing my opinion onto the market and looking for any reason to support what I'm thinking about the market. The most successful times I've had in my trading career is having a non-biased view. It's like, hey, charts, you tell me what's going on, and then go from there. So important, because whenever you are trading the markets and whenever you are viewing the markets and you're forcing your opinion, you're going to find what you're looking for. And most of the times this is wrong. And so this one here is definitely not a bear market rally. It is 100% definitely not a bear market rally. It's more like a V bottom than anything else, because the way the market's actually planned out. So yeah, my gold puts, Drew, my man. Okay, so you bought some gold puts, did you? Okay, well, you may be right, Drew. I definitely want to be buying puts right now because we're still in a nice upward trend, and even though we're a bit overextended on that weekly chart, remember we can still go sideways for a few weeks or for a month or two, and then continue up. But you just never know. Sure, held $7.50 level, made like 5-time bottom. This is brilliant. I never looked at the weekly chart, transform my decision. Fantastic. Jesse B, you said sure held. Oh, that was on an ACB, right? Alrighty. So ACB, it doesn't matter. Like you say now, well, I'm staying in this trade because that $7.50 level has held like 5 times. That doesn't matter. Stop trying to find reasons to be in a trade that's going to support your evidence. Because that's what we do, right? We may be in a losing position, or you may be in a losing position. But firstly, should you even be in the trade? The answer is no. Secondly, is that when the market starts to go against you, you start to find reasons why this is definitely going to find support here. Look, it's making a high low. There's a balance of support. Look at the moving average. There's support line here. Yada 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 yada. And you go on and on and on and on, and you shouldn't have been in the trade in the first place. And there's, it's gambling, right? Yes, it may continue up from here. It may not. Because remember, that weekly chart is just going sideways there. And I definitely do see, if I'm honest with myself, I definitely do see that there's a major significant levels of resistance through here on that weekly chart where we are right now. So that's why it's having a lot of problems through there right now. Just like I was speaking about today, right? You always want to check that higher time frame and not try to fight against that level. You may be right, but it's not a high probability time to get into the markets. Hey, people. Hey, Mr. MA. Great to see you, my man. Warren Buffett says gold is garbage. Drew, my man. Just because Warren Buffett says something doesn't mean it's true. He's been holding craft for quite some time. It's been going down the drain for quite some time. Guys, please don't get into something because some other higher being. That was just like yesterday when Jesse B told me, like, Trump said that oil's overpriced, so I'm going to go short oil. And he did. And I guarantee you that's one of the reasons why he hasn't mentioned oil to me today, because it's now continuing up. He's now over trading. Well, Trump said that oil is overpriced, and it should be lower. So therefore it's going to go lower. And I told Jesse B yesterday, you are over trading. A week ago, he was bullish. Then he went bearish because it gapped down. And I guarantee he's out of that now. And that's the reason why Jesse B hasn't mentioned that to me today. I remember, Jesse, I remember now, you can't hide from me, mate. I'm all over this. And that's the thing. Just because of one of these hierarchy people tell you that this is what's happening doesn't mean that they know what's going on. Right? Look at Coca-Cola. Warren Buffett owns this. Look at Kraft. Warren Buffett owns this. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying, guys? It's like, stop listening to these people out there that you think that they know what's going to happen straight away. Trump said this. Warren Buffett said this. No. You guys think because they're the oracles of these markets or whatever that they have some control over it. Again, for the last 2 years, Warren Buffett has been losing billions and billions and billions of dollars as this thing has just been getting hammered. And now Kraft is now at an all-time new low. Don't fight the market. All right, guys, it's so important. And it's so important to get that right, guys. So, guys, as I said before, I have one spot left open for my coaching program. If you do want to get access to my number one trading strategy, have me as your weekly coach and your daily coach to the Facebook page, see my trades and so on and so forth, then go click on that link in the description below. Go fill out the application form. I'll speak to you. I have one spot that just opened up. It was actually closed, but through circumstances, one spot's just opened up. If you want that one spot right now, then go fill out the application form and I will speak to you on the phone to see if you're a good fit or not. Well, he just dumped gold. Gold has returned 8 to 10% over the last 10 years. Yeah, Warren Buffett doesn't know. What do we got here? Jesse just followed Buffett. Don't just follow Buffett. He's such a good investor, I find. Really, Warren Buffett? Other than Kraft. Oh, wait. Now, hang on a minute. What about Coca-Cola, Drew? Come on now. Guys, these people out here don't know it all, right? Think about that. They don't know it all. Because I guarantee you there's probably 20% of Warren Buffett's portfolio that is losing money in the billions right now. Now, he's worth so much money and he has so much money from investors right now that Even if he's losing probably 5 or 10 billion or 20 billion, he's just like, whatever. I've got like $500 billion there. And, you know, and then, and if you look at all these other positions, and the thing is, like, and even Apple, right? Even Apple, he's still very, very, very bullish Apple. Don't be fighting the market. Don't be fighting the market. Just because these guys think that say something, just because they go do something doesn't mean it's going to be a good idea. So important. So what do we got here? Before you wrap up, can you explain how to start and what basics should I learn first to start my first trade, if it's possible? Ivan, if you want to shortcut your success, man, you need to join some sort of program that's going to teach you firstly what to look for on the charts. Drew, why did you delete your message so much? What are you deleting your messages for? What are you trying to hide? I just noticed that. Ivan, the best thing I must say is the very first thing you need to learn is exactly it's called a setup. It's called a pattern on the charts. You need to focus on that first. Once you get really, really good at identifying that one setup that you believe in, then start to look at how to place trades and all that sort of stuff. Because some people are like, all right, now I'm joining your coaching program, John. What's the trading account? I want to start the virtual trade right now. I'm like, no, you need to spend at least another month or two learning how to develop what to look for on a chart even before you learn how to play. Placing a trade is the easy part. So Warren Buffett dies, his stocks will crash. Yeah. Oh, maybe. Do you ever get back into a trade after being stopped out if it sets up again? Savage, no, because the fact of the matter is the way that my setup is, it takes a while for that thing, like on a daily chart, the trade that happened today for me, it took like a month for that whole thing to set up. And then today was the entry candle. So I would need at least another few weeks of a market to have the setup first before the entry. That's for me anyway. So no, if I get stopped out on a trade, that trade's done. It's done over. Jesse take a look at, oh yeah. Lol, you are so right, man. I have no patience. You just keep spinning your wheels, my man. That's all. Yeah, but his investments have been crashing lately. Yeah, Coca-Cola, yep. Amen. That's me imposing my will on the markets. No more. Exactly right. It's who cares what we think? Who cares what I think? It's not about me. I know nothing. What's the market telling me? If it rolled over tomorrow, would you say that it was a pullback? No, I'd just say it was a down day. They're using barbecue sauce because in the building now. Okay. No, John. 1920, 1929, 1937, 1937. It retraced more than that. Really? Really? Because 1929 or 1937, it didn't retrace more than that. It was about a 60 or so percent retracement, and then it continued down. And then it continued down from there. Just give me a sec, guys. Give me 1 minute, please. Alrighty. Sorry, guys. I'm back. We hate Jesse B. No, we don't. No, we don't. He's just banking the same. Hey, Jesse, I thought about you today when I saw oil flying. I'm finally not interested anymore in your crystal bowls, but thank you. I hope you guys get that it's not about what you think. It's not about what Trump says. It's not about what Warren Buffett says. Please listen to me, guys. It's not about anything of that. At the end of the day, it comes back down to, are you getting into a trade based on a proven setup that's proven to you? And how does it prove to you? Firstly, learn the trading setup. That's what I say with my private clients. So when you apply for my coaching program, the very first thing in the description, when you apply for it, I speak to you. The thing is, your very first couple of months, you are slowing down to not only learn the setup, but then over time, over the first month or 2 months, I've seen all my trades and seen all the trades of my other private clients on the Facebook group, because that's what we do. We're always posting our trades every week there. Then guess what? Over time, you start to build your confidence in that one setup. And then your job is just to take that setup. All right. Well, I didn't lose on oil because I didn't hold overnight. Wow, you didn't hold. You are way over trading, my man. You didn't hold overnight. But Jesse, didn't you say yesterday you're bearish? Why didn't you hold overnight? You were all over the place, mate. You know, when I was growing up, guys, one of my favorite meals I loved on a Saturday morning or Sunday morning with my dad was a cup of tea and some spaghetti on toast. You're like the spaghetti that I used to eat on toast, all over the place. It won't go on the fork. It just won't stick. Do you think CHK might be ready to run? I don't know. Hey, John. How you going, man? Exactly right. Buffett is a long-term value investor. Exactly right. So he doesn't care what's happening right now. He says, okay, over the next 10 years, this is probably going to be a good stock. Exactly right. Yeah, Lane said Kraft has 32 billion. Yes, I watched an interview with Warren Buffett recently, and he didn't look too good. He didn't look too happy about the debt that's happening with the company right now. So I could see that he's questioning that. Thanks. Can you tell us the trade you were in once you were out of it? Sure, Jesse, sure. I'll tell you, but I'm not going to tell you now, only because it's going to be a trade recommendation, and I'm not going to tell you that. But there was one trade that formed today for me. Michael, when looking at the S&P, I don't believe you're zoning out far enough. We just finished the top on the right shoulder, and a top on the right shoulder, and believe we have much more down to go. Top on the right shoulder? The S&P. All right. Well, you know what? You may be right, Michael. Is that what the market's telling you right now, or is that you're imposing what you think is going to happen? A big question mark on that bitch. Some of you guys must be thinking like, damn, like, I can't believe the way Johnny speaks. I'm like, whatever. Seriously, guys. You're so prim and proper. You won't get any suits from me, guys. Ears and nose are two things, and they keep growing all lifelong. John, thank you again for the time you spend sharing all that good stuff. No problem, no problem. I can only, you are wrong on this one. Because I told you I've been waiting for this setup for years. Okay. This is the big one. Maybe you just don't understand what's happening in the US. Well, just because you think, Rav, something's going to happen, just because you think it's going to happen, doesn't mean it is going to happen. There is no certainties in the markets. And trading is never about the big one. It's about the consistency of trading. It's about the consistency of what you can do over the long haul. Because, Rav, you may buy put options right now, or you may short the market, and you may make $1 million out of this one trade. Then what for the rest of your life? You're going to try and do it again? Because I guarantee you that if you made $1 million on one trade by being right, by not having any plan, you're going to go find something that looks very similar again, and you're the king shit. You're going to throw all that money that you had made at that other trade, and you're going to watch that dwindle down. Because it was based on luck. It wasn't based on probability. It wasn't based on something you can do for the rest of your life. You're not building that foundation. You're not building that in the markets there. So it's not about you. It's not about being wrong and right, Rav. Please don't think about that. Please don't think, well, I got this right and you're wrong. Who cares about that shit? Stop, throw your fucking ego out the window, man. Seriously. It's not about being right and wrong in the markets. It's about how good are you at sticking out a proven plan that you can do for the rest of your life and not be lucky. That's what it's all about. And the more you can get out of your head and you throw your bloody ego out the window of, look, I got it right. Jesse's ego was all over the place yesterday. Now he's in his box. Oil went up. His other stocks have gone down. It's like, shit. Yesterday he was the king. Today he was like, John, help me. What do I do? Come on now. Throw your ego out the window, guys. Seriously. Stop trying to be right. Thanks. However, do you have any recommendations for a group that I can join? I don't really want to invest my money on a group that people might only advertise to take your money. Okay, Ivan, I'm going to tell you straight up, Blaine. Yeah, Jesse, you might love trading, man, but you're going about this the wrong way. You might love trading, but tell you what, your bank account and your future doesn't until you get your shit sorted. So get it sorted. Hey, John, does the way that I spoke to Jesse, does that sound familiar? Like the way I was with you last year? I'm a hard coach, but I want you guys to get results. I know what you guys are doing. Ivan, here's the facts. Okay, here's the fact. You can go out there. You can go out there and do it yourself, right? And try to do it. Or either you've just got to find someone that you believe in, that you trust, and you've got to invest with them because they've gone down the ropes. I've invested tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars. I've invested tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars with my mentor. He's made the massive difference because he's taught me the ropes. He's taught me the ropes. There you go. Deleting your message again, Drew. I see your message before. You can't hide it from me. I'm watching you. So that's the facts of it. That's just what you want to do. If you want to become good at this, you can either go out and try to do it yourself. Oh, I don't want to spend money. Like people say to me, I don't want to spend $1,000 on a coaching call. I'm like, you just lost $2,000 on a trade because you're ignorant. Seriously. And it's just like, now, John, I remember speaking to you a couple of days ago, maybe last week. John, how many years were you trading the markets until you joined my coaching program? And then you actually started to finally get what trading was all about when you joined my coaching program. And the reason I'm asking John, because John's a really good testimony of how many years he was actually trading, and he didn't really know what he was doing. When he joined my coaching program last year, he's actually part of my coaching program this year, but it wasn't until 20 years. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, John. You said to me, and you can be honest here, 20 years. So, John, when you actually joined my coaching program, was that when everything really started to change for you about how to read these markets, how to trade these markets, and so on and so forth? Like, that's when you really started to get it. So, and that's where, like I say to you guys, like some people worry about investing. Well, I'm still 19. There is a long way to go. Well, you can shortcut your success by saying what I'm doing here, Ivan. But yes, but you know what? I understand that there is a lot of companies out there, and I was speaking with my mate last night at dinner about this, that there is a lot of companies out there that are just full of shit, and they really are. But the thing is, guys, is that if I was full of shit, I wouldn't have one of my private clients one of my private clients last year. If one of my private clients right now, in the chat box, if I was actually full of shit about what I do, because I speak the truth. And ask any of my private clients. Ask any, ask any of my private clients that, that the thing is that I just speak the truth. It's not about me being right or wrong with the market. It's about me trading. And ask any of my private clients that have been with me more than 3 months. They'll say, this is the real deal. This is the real shit. And now, yes, there is a price to pay for the coaching program, you know, and it is expensive. But guess what? You pay for what you get. So, oh, thank you, John. John is the real deal. Thank you, John. And there you go, guys. That's, you know, John was with me last year and he signed up again this year. He knows exactly what to look for, but just to continue to get my coaching every single week, you know, and that's what it's all about. And I understand people are a bit skeptical, guys, but you know, again, one of my private clients is you can't get better than that. So guys, if you are interested in joining my coaching program, I do have one spot did just open up just recently, as I was saying before, through circumstances. It was closed. But yeah, so if you want to join that, go fill out the application form, guys, and I'll be happy to speak to you on the phone to see if you're a good fit. Show them SBS. Yeah. Yeah. My trade, exactly. This was John's trade, SBS. Look at this here. The entry was this candle right here. And then whooshka went straight up. Fantastic. That was like a 1,400% return, John. Phenomenal on the options. But it just works, right, guys? It just works. Purely, in fact, and simple. It just works. And that's when and that's when my private clients, they're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe how easy this is. I've just got the hard part is being patient. Now, John, let me ask you a question, and let's actually do this here. Some people say I'm fully a shit about getting a 90% success rate. Let me ask you a question, John. With an A quality setup, something that meets all the rules 100%, would you say 90% of the time that trade's going to run on for a good profit? Probably more. I only made 700% return. Oh, you poor boy. You poor thing. And so, guys, that's what it's all about. But John, let me ask you a question though. So that's yes to that answer. Let me ask you another question, John. Would you say the hardest part about trading the setup? Would you say the hardest part about trading the setup is being patient and then waiting for that setup to appear? So you said yes to 90%. So what would you say that's the hardest part is actually just being patient and allowing the trade to come to you? Or would you say something else? How much is it for the training? Waiting. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Waiting, being patient. Definitely, John. Definitely. How much is it for the training? Drew, I'll talk to you about that. It's not cheap, but I'll talk to you about that. If you want to go there, go fill out the application form. I'll speak to you and we'll see if we're a good fit. But it's not cheap. Waiting is the hard part. Yes. But that's where with my private clients, that's when I have with my private clients, guys, like I teach them the system and they know the system works. Then I have to, that's the reason why I do weekly coaching calls, just to get them on the right mind frame. So it's the very first link in the description, guys. It's meetme.so/John9. meetme.so/John9. That'll go to the application, straight to the application form. You can fill out that and I'll speak to you and see if you're a good fit for this one spot that I got open. It was actually closed yesterday, but something happened this morning and I'm not going to get into it, but yeah, I had to give someone a bit of a, anyway. So yeah, so that's where it's at, guys. Okay. That's where it's at. You can become a good trader. You really, really, really can. But that's where the hard part is. And that's where, like, my private clients have been with me now for a good 2 or 3 months. They see, like, wow, if I'm just patient for these setups, this really does work. Oh my goodness. And they see that. That's like my mate yesterday. He was saying, you know, there's a guy on YouTube right now. He calls himself the Robin Hood of Wall Street. He said, so what are we going to call you, matey? He just said to me, I said, no, just call me John. I don't need a title. I just like, I just let my education speak for itself. My training. I don't need a title. What should we call you? Johnny Howe. So once again, guys, if you are interested in taking that one last spot, just recently there was one spot just opened up. It was closed recently, but it just opened up. I like to keep the group real small. So if you are interested in taking that one spot that just opened up, then go click on the link in the description below. The coaching program is simply get access to my number one trading strategy, which is access to the private members area videos, plus also a step-by-step workbook. You get access to weekly group coaching calls. So it's weekly group coaching calls. So everyone gets it's at the exact same time. Plus you get access to the Facebook group. Now, John, my man, would you say that the Facebook group is pretty valuable to see all the other trades that the other private clients are doing and some things that I'm posting up there as well too throughout the week? Because he's a private client right now, so. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, Drew, I just saw your comment there, man. I'm not going to show it though, because I'm not going to put anyone's name. I'm not going to put anyone's name under the bus, but yeah. So anyway, guys, that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this session. But I prefer you on YouTube. Yeah, I know. But John, the thing is, YouTube's just a basic general, right? At least on the Facebook group, you actually see real trades that are happening throughout the day. You know what I mean? Plus also with the other private clients. So yeah. So anyway, guys, that's it for me today. If you'd like to take that last spot, once again, guys, to my coaching program, click on the very first link in the description below. Go fill out the application form. I will speak to you to see if you're a good fit for this one last spot or this one spot that just opened up just recently. So, all right, guys, speak to you next time.